Okay, Honda CRF250 4-stroke, going to fit a set of panniers, or a pannier rack should I say, on the back, but it also has a rack already on here. So I'm just going to show you, because it doesn't come with any instructions, but it does come with a load of pictures when you buy off eBay. The parts you get are, well, you don't get them, they're mine, all these little bits, so spacer bars and whatnot. Not that one, that's a weightlifting bar, and those 3 bars there. Okay, so that goes around sort of behind the back wheel, those 2 goes to the frame, and then a load of these. So I'll start doing the video and show you how I do it. Okay, first thing, find the Allen key. We call them Allen keys in the UK. America sometimes send me messages saying, what do you call it that for? Well, I don't know what they call them over there anyway. So this is a, what was this one? Doesn't really matter. 5.5, I think, between a 5.5 and a 6, whatever. Anyway, that's what we need to fit that. I'm not going to take the rack off itself. What I'm going to do is undo those 2 bolts. So there's one here and there's one just there. Just going to do them. I'll probably slack it off the other side but not take it off. Alright, so let's start with that. You know what I'm going to do, so I'm going to just show you a little bit. They're not that tight, by the way, and same with this one. Okay, now if these bits fit inside, I'll show you the sleeves in a second. Okay, I've undone both sides actually, because it holds the seat in, which I didn't realise. Okay, and the bolts are welded to the frame, but you've got a spacer in between here, so it's going to be difficult to get that back in again, so I'm going to line them up and then put the seat back on afterwards. Okay, so the instructions aren't that good, that's why I'm trying to do it. So you have a longer spacer bar, you only got these little ones otherwise, so you've got these tiny ones, okay, or you've got these big long ones which go on the back. All right, you've got a little spacer which came out originally, there underneath here, this little silver one there, just underneath there, there's a spacer there. Then you got your block that goes on top, and you got 2 bolts to choose from, and I'm going for the longest one, which of course is that one. So I'm only going to do this sort of not temporarily, I'm just going to fit it so it's, where's my eye key? Hold on 1 second. So bear with me and we'll get somewhere near. So I'm just going to line this up. Now the racks themselves can only go on a certain way round. Just tweak that up. I'll show you why. Okay. There's a space on there as well. Because I'm not too sure what this rack, the original rack I've got on here, is compatible. Anyway, we'll see what we can do. So anyway, they go on like that, and then we've got another bar at the back here, which is this one. Let me zoom you out now. Yep. And bring it down a bit so you can see. Okay. So there's your rack. So this one now, so what I'm saying, this can only go on one way. So what happens now, this fits on the inside of that, goes across the back of the wheel and connects to the other one. But we've got a bit of a problem because at the front end, as I'm saying, the rack I've got with this, came with the bike, I don't think is meant for this. Anyway, so you see, I've now got to fill that gap, or this pushes in, I'm not too sure. I'll come back to you. Okay, so with the front one, I'm actually going to use the both spares. I can't find anything that they use for to associate with this rack, so I'm going to put the little one in first, the big one in afterwards, bring up the rack, put the bolt in. It goes through the other spacer at the back. I don't know if you can see that. Give me a second, I will show you that. I'll bring you up to scratch. Okay. Yeah. This is going to be the tricky bit, because getting this in is alright, and then you've got to get it back through here, then put the seat back on to go through there, and then back into that bolt there. Okay, so there we go. Now why isn't that going down, you see? Oh, here we are, this side. Alright, and then we've got to line them up, okay? So I'm leaving it like that. That's the only way I can think it can go. So I'm going to use both spacers, otherwise it's just not going to fit. And then getting them to fit down the front here, where this other piece is, I'll show you that in a minute. Right, so I'm just going to, I might just tweak this up a little bit and then do the other side. Okay, so you need to slacken off this one a bit before you tighten the front one up, otherwise you're not going to get it on. And remember, what I've just clipped it into there, it's just gone in with a bit of pressure, but you'll have to undo that to pull it back a bit to put the seat back on. Right, get on the other side. Okie dokie, same with this side. I'm using those two, small one in first, big one afterwards. Okay, whoop, like so. So it helps line it up. Put it all the way through. And that's fixed on the inside as well. And yeah, I don't want that too tight. So it gives me a bit of slack. By gum, this is going to be fun to get these. I have to move forward. Okay, second different approach. I'm now taking the one at the back off because I can't adjust it enough. Put that in my pocket. So the one at the front can line up. So I think it's just, you're just going to have to do trial and error with this, because I mean it depends on the rack that you've got on there as well. It's not the best. Right. But same again, you're going to have to force that in to get the bolt in. Okay, so let me have another play. Okay, I've pulled the two bolts out now, here and there, just on the edge. Now I've got to put the seat back on, hopefully get the bolts in. This is quite a tight fit, to be honest with you. Also, when you're putting the seat back on, you've got to line this notch, and those two notches with those two, that one, and the one on the tank. Okay, I'm going to be honest, bit of a pig. So what I've done, I've swapped the longer bolt at the back and put it at the front, and put the one at the front at the back, common sense, at the back. And it fits okay, and it's a better way round. In the diagram, it looks like that was the long was at the back. Anyway, so that's one side on. Now for the next side. Did I drop anything out? No, that's from the other side to put back in again. Okay. On the back one, I had to put pressure down as well as in to get the bolt in. Done. So 1, 2, 3, 4 in. Not fully secure yet until we get the cross members on, slightly, just loosely, and the one down the front, and I'll show you that now. Okay, on the outside, so you want the bolt. Pick him up in a minute. Okay, don't put a washer on because it's got, I'll show you. On the nuts, they're toothed, so they'll grip. Alright. So in your collection of nuts and bolts, you've got two shorter ones with two nuts, and then we have two long ones with no nuts. And I'm thinking they're for the front. I think the front nut is welded to the frame. So yeah, let's have a look at that. On the framework, just if you follow the main member down here, you've got a 12mm nut. So you need to undo that one. I can't get to it because I've got the camera in the way, but I'll do that now. Okay, so you need to undo this one here, which is just below the footrest. Okay, so when it bolted to the frame, It's a little bit short this end, so arm yourself with the nut. And you have to put pressure or push down on your framework that you've put on. Like so, line him up. This is, I'll tell you what, doing a film and there you go, don't it, pinch your fingers. Whew. So there we go. Can you see that? Yeah. I know it's black against black, so it goes down. The frame, so I haven't tightened them up yet. I'm going to go around the whole lot and tighten the whole lot up. Same, do the same the other side. Okay, do the other side. It doesn't move. The framework doesn't move. Hopefully, anyway, it didn't move on the other one. So take the bolt out. You got your new one. Actually, I'm going to fit this first. 2 seconds. Okay, so I'm fitting them where there's more acute bend on this end than there is the other. The other is like so. Okay, so this is going towards the mount first. Hope that's picking up, isn't it? Hold on 1 second, I'm using the wrong bolt. Yep, I am. The other one's in my hand. Right. The long one. It would be better with a few instructions, I must admit. Okay. And then I have to push the frame on this one to get the frame to fit. Hold on. New one. That goes on the inside, sorry. And again, holding it. All I'm doing is putting downward pressure, that's all I'm doing. Right. Okay. Okay, so all I'll do now is go around every single one and make sure they're ultra tight, and I will check them once, twice, even 3 times. But don't forget, because you've played with your framework, so just make sure it's ultra tight. All right. Not go mad. Don't put so you snap them, but just enough so you know that you've it's not going to come undone. I've done that one, but I always double check and do it again. Okay, and it's on the one at the bottom. I don't know if it's a 12. That looks a bigger nut to me. That's a 13. 2 6. I get the spanner or the ratchet. I might as well do the one down here because that's Allen as well. I'll tighten him up. Nice and tight. Remember, these are the longer ones down the front here than they are on the ones on the actual rack itself. Now, you might not need a spanner. Hold on. Let me just check. Where are we? Can you see that? I know I'm putting you around a bit, sorry. Actually, you might not need a spanner. Okay, on the back. Oh, those nuts aren't moving, I tell you now. I've done that one, done that one, done that one. So to make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is done. And do exactly the same the other side. Okay. That is it. Not a bad job. Took about, so let me just tell you now. 2 seconds. Where's my watch? Come on. Oh, I hate that. Took about an hour and a bit. Yeah, but Yeah, so you can see that now. Look at the framework, the only slight bend at the front. It comes back. So you've got the bigger one at the back. Okay, they're a little bit awkward to fit. I put both spacers in there, both sides. Okay, I put the larger spacer at the back with the shorter bolt, and the shorter spacers at the front with the shorter bolt, if you get that, I mean. Bolts on the back. Same the other side, larger spacer, the shortest of the longest bolts. It does fit. The longest bolts at the front with the two pieces of spacers in between. The spacer at the front end must go back in. They all fit together. The seat must go back in first. And then same with this framework. From there down just above, you'll see, you can't go wrong. Where the frame ends, the same one with the footrest finishes. Okay, that's it. It is absolutely solid. It not going nowhere. If you enjoyed the vid, please give it a like and a thumbs up. That would be great. And sub, and if you want notifications, any more videos coming up, because I'm doing loads and loads and loads and loads and loads, hit the notification bell, and you will catch all the videos. Will be notified. All right, take care, and we'll see you in the next vid.